All right, everybody, welcome to the Sam Sober Show. This is your host, LP, your home for hip hop and all current topics. Today, we're going to be doing an album review of Wale's Whoa, That's Crazy. This is Wale's sixth studio album, and it comes in, he drops about every other year. So, this is his fifth album with MMG, Maybach Music. He's pretty consistent and is dropping, like I said, every 2 years. So every other year you can expect a Wale album. This album comes in at 15 tracks. Three of those tracks have been released prior. You got Black Bunny, you got Pole Dancer with Megan Thee Stallion, and you also have Black Girl Magic. So those three have already hit the airwaves. We heard them for quite a while. Also, that's four, because the Let's Chill was dropped on the radio with Jeremiah. So that Let's Chill has been out also. Far as the beats, the overall sound of the album is really smooth. Has a R&B feel to it. It's just a smooth album, laid back. You know, it's still got a lot of lyricism off in it, but the album is more of a R&B type of feel. There is an R&B type of feel to the album, I should say. Lyrics, the lyrics on this album, Wale is he's really good lyrically. He's very clever, and you'll miss a lot of stuff if you really not paying attention. You will miss a lot of the lyrics that he's putting out. So I would go through and say this album is like a rap R&B album. You got a lot of love songs off in here. You got a lot of pride, black pride off in these lyrics. You have a lot of relationship issues and trust issues that go hand in hand with the relationship issues, and just a general understanding of relationships and an understanding of self also. I see Wale reflecting on self and not trying to place the blame on anyone else for his relationship failures or successes. It's just a lot of self-evaluation, self-help, along with the mental health issue. On this album, they have 13 features out of the 15 songs that's on the album. So it's feature heavy. There's someone just about on every song that is on the album. The features are really, really good. Some of the standout features are Jeremiah, as you all know. Pink Sweats is really a surprising artist that's on here. A lot of you guys might not be familiar with him. I just became familiar maybe 6 or 8 months ago at the top of the year 2019 of this guy. But he's really cool on this. It actually complements Wale pretty good on the album. So I like that feature a lot. And you have the usual Megan Thee Stallion, the one that's been out for quite a while. I like the Black feature. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly because he has a 6 in front of it. I don't know if it's supposed to be 6 Black. I don't know. But the guy is very talented. I like him a lot now. So Bryson Tiller. Bryson Tiller is also a perfect fit for the theme of this album. It goes very well. Everything mashes very, very well on here. Wale always has a message in his music, and it's always about relationships mostly. He always has a message about relationships, and that may turn some people off because a lot of people want hard rap. But at the same time, this is a guy who likes the ideal of love and maybe doesn't know how to go about finding his preferred love, but he definitely is a romantic. He is a lover, and it's in the typical I'm trapping, I'm selling dope. Look at my cars, how much money I got, braggadocious type of rap. This isn't that. So if that's what you're looking for, you'll probably be disappointed in this album, in the Wale album. But if you're well rounded, this album will sit very good and rank very high up on your list of artists and albums of 2019. With that being said, I do like Wale. I mean, I have a musical palette that goes across the spectrum. This slides in nicely in my lane. I like it. I love women, so I'm always, there's a lot of people that love women. Let's not take that out of context. But some people love money and cars and things more than they love women. Fella like me, I love women first and foremost, and money comes next. Just to give you the proper perspective and connection, I'm a lover of women. I used to be a connoisseur of women. Yeah. But anyway, we're here to talk about Wale and his new album. He only has, 3 tracks where he's not with someone on there. 4 tracks when he doesn't have a feature on there, like I was saying when I was speaking about the features. But the features are well placed, and they're really good. And I heard a lot of people who did not like the feature with Lil Durk. I think that went well. I think that feature went very well. It was somewhat of a surprise for me also to see Lil Durk and Wale, but it works well to me. All right, guys. So in saying that, I give this album 4 out of 5 stars. But we don't rate in stars. We rate in champagne bottles. Would I pop 4 or 5 bottles? Yes, I would. So we would give this a 4 bottles of champagne. It's not perfect, but it is well placed. It is well thought out. The transitions from songs are really well placed. Like the transition from the first song to the second song. The first song is called Sue Me, and it is a prideful song, a black pride song. Sue me, because I'm rooting and spending my dollars with black people first. I'm unapologetically going to support black people. I'm unapologetically going to root for and vote for a person of color who looks like me. And I think that sometimes comes off wrong because other people don't say it, they just do it. But in all actuality and honesty, most racists do that across the board all the time. And with it being vocal, and you have to think about it. And when you listen to the song, you start to think about that honesty and about that concept, which is really, really real across the board. And you start to get in your head on the beginning of the album. And saying that, the transition from love and loyalty is a great thing, because you go deep and you start to think and you start to question yourself and have you been doing the right thing. And then the transition is this love and loyalty has an island feel. It could probably be played in the club. It has a bounce to it. It's good. It feels good. And you find yourself moving and you don't even know why, because it's that infectious island type of beat. It's a really, really great transition. And a lot of people don't talk about transitions. For going from one song to the next, it's very important to continue to capture the mood of what's going on. And he didn't want to take you off into a deep place at the very beginning. So he took you there, but then he brought you right back. He said, hey, this is, I want you to think, but also I want you to have a good time. And a lot of times we forget about that. Or the album just goes in one direction the whole way, and you're stuck in that emotion. Whereas this takes you up the roller coaster, and you go down, and then you go up, and you go around a curve. And that's a great thing. You just don't want to go straight up on the roller coaster or straight down. You have to have that balance, and the highs and the lows of the album are great. And those are the transitions that take you from one place to another place. That is very critical. And I don't think enough people look at that when they review albums or when they just listen to albums. Okay. So the transition was really, really good here on from Sue Me to Love and Loyalty. All right. Now, the third song is Cliche, and this song has Airy on it and also Boogie. This was a great collabo because the song is just like a smooth love song. When you hear her start to sing the hook at the beginning, it works. It sounds smooth. It's butter. It's butter, baby. That shea butter, you know. Hey, shout out to everybody over at Dreamville. All right, guys. The song goes through, and it's like a complexity of love, and it's like just trying to figure out love. Just what do we really want? What are we really doing? You guys really gonna have to listen to this song because at the end, Boogie's verse is really nice. You know, if you ever having to contemplate what's going on with love and life, you know, this would put you in that mind state. It would give you that feel. So I definitely want you to check out track 3. All right. And we move on to the next song, the fourth one on the album, which is Expectations. Black makes you think with this hook, and it's a really dope hook. I think it's a really great song. I like Black. I like his tone. I like his cadence. I like his voice. Like, you know, this guy is different. He's not the typical R&B singer, and that's what I like about this guy. And he fits well with the Wale. Wale and Black, they could have a 6-track EP, and I think it would really be fire. Same thing with Bryson Tiller also. Like this right here, you want me to know things that I'm still going through. So like if you're in a relationship and you just get in a relationship, you're trying to figure things out, but the woman is wanting him to already know certain things. And he got a lot of shit on his mind. He's trying to figure it out, but he haven't quite figured it all out yet. And yeah, you can always see what I should have done or how I should have done it from the outside looking in. But when I'm going through it, you can't tell me that. I'm trying to figure it out. And that's what this song is about, and it's going through the different layers of that. It's a really dope song. I think you guys should check it out also. Like I said, this is more of a R&B rap album or a rap R&B. So you have to understand that and put this in the proper context and in its proper place. Okay, guys? So next, right after that, like the transitions are smooth. The goes from the Expectations right on over to BGM, Black Girl Magic. This is a celebration of black women at its height. And I don't think enough people give Wale his credit for always celebrating black women. Like, he is one of the few artists who always celebrates black women. And you really have to give it up for him for that. Like a lot of people, a lot of women say they want their props, they want their dues, they want people to acknowledge them for the hard work and all the things they have to do and how job situations might not be fair. The overall men-women debate is not fair because we're different. And I know ladies want to be viewed as equal at all times and at all costs. But it's not like that, and it's never been like that. Wale is a proponent for equality for women, and he's always fighting for women and showing women love. And I think women don't show Wale enough love and respect for what he does because his fight is always for the black women and always has been. I'm a big Wale fan from way back. So even when his first mixtapes, he was talking about relationships and love and going through heartbreaks and things. Like the Heartbreak song. If you hadn't heard that song, it's a very, very dope song. And the video is very, very dope. Wale always has he has his finger on the pulse of fashion. Wale is very fashionable, even back then with the jacket and the video and the headgear. Wale's always been pretty at the cusp of pretty ahead of his time with his dress and whatnot, and I really appreciate about him. So go back and check some of his older mixtapes. Yeah, the Heartbreak song is a dope one. Google that. I mean, not Google it, but get on YouTube and watch that video. It's a very dope song. All right, guys, we are back midway through this album review of Wale's Wow, That's Crazy. And we're down to song number 6, which is Love, Her Fault. And this is a cool song. It's going through and it's just talking about the things from a man's perspective, thinking out loud. It sounds like he's actually talking to her without talking to her. And there's some really dope lines off in here, and you really have to pay attention to them. And it's like, would you rather love or just have someone to like your photos? Like, what is it that you really, really want? Like a lot of times, women say things, especially in the early part of the dating process, and it's really not what they want. They really don't want love. They want the attention. And this is what is transpiring in this song. And he's trying to figure out: do you really want love, or do you just want the attention? Do you want a lot of people to like what you're showing and portraying on the screen? But I need to know what it really is. And this song right here is a good portrayal that I like it. It's not the best, and it's not the worst. It's right there in the middle. I get a song about a 7 out of 10. So yeah, check it out. And we slide on down to number 7 on Chill with Jeremiah. This is a smooth track. It really has a lot of deep bass in it. It's a love song. It gives you that guy let's chill feel to it. And that's what I think they sample that guy from back in the day. You thought I was gonna sing that? Nah, I wasn't. That let's chill, but it's really cool. I enjoyed it. I continue to enjoy it. I think you can just drop this on riding, like late night. You going to scoop up a honey. You getting ready to go out to the bar, to the club. This let's chill just puts you in that vibe, in that mode where you know what? Yeah, I'm finna go scoop something up. I got it. You know what I'm saying? I got that. I got it. I got it. I'm in my bag. So yeah, that you've heard it all across the radio, the airwaves. So there's really no need to just talk about this song. All right, next is Routine. We're moving down to number 8. Routine is with Meek Mills and Rick Ross, featuring both of those guys. It's a really hard song. This song, though, is a song that sounds like a Meek Mill song. And I think I heard in the interview that Meek Mill actually sent him this song. So this is originally a Meek Mill song, basically featuring Wale, but it's on Wale's album. So it starts off with Meek, and Meek does what Meek does, and he makes this song with his voice and his cadence. This is Meek's song. Basically it's just featuring Wale on this song. So it's a dope little song, just letting everybody know that MMG is still together. The foundation, the core, these 3 guys right here are MMG, and they are who they are. The song did leave me. Rick Ross goes last on this song, third, and Meek just, bodies the song, and then I'm like, all right. I'm trying to catch up from Meek doing his thing to listen to Wale, and I only catch about half it because I'm still coming out for the Meek verse. And then I get to the Rick Ross verse. I'm like, damn, I'm still trying to wonder what Wale was talking about at the beginning, so I really ain't even paying attention to Ross. So this is a song I definitely have to focus to listen to because this is a Meek song. No doubt about it. From the beat to Meek rapping, this is a Meek song. So I know we had to have have this track on here to let everybody know that MMG is still together and rocking and whatnot, but at the same time, it kind of feels out of place to me from with the rest of the album. But anyway, it's a good song, but it just felt out of place to me. Like they could have left this one off. Yeah, so number 8 could have been dropped. Love Me Some Nia and Semi-Automatic is the next track. And Nia Simone, he's talking to her. It's a really, really introspective song. It's dope. And the 2 titles kind of go together because he's telling her that he's going to send a few of these people to, up there with her, and it transitions into the semi-automatic, him being the weapon and him shooting these guys and sending them to Nia. This is a song you really need to listen to. You don't want to hear me describe it or try my best to describe it. You really need to take your time and go and actually listen to this song. It's a dope play on words and how they do it. I think you really would benefit from listening to. This is one of the highlights on the album to me. You know, just getting out of the box and doing something totally different. So yeah, check that one out. All right, so we're gonna go down to number 10, "Break My Heart." "Break My Heart." This is a part two, because part one was "Love Her Fault" with Bryson Tiller. This song right here has Lil Durk on it, and it's basically saying that it's my fault that we broke up, the things that I did, all of the problems I caused, me being gone, me doing stuff with my homeboys. But it's also saying I gave you my heart. Why did you break it by leaving? And saying you should have fulfilled your obligation when I gave you my heart. So I gave it to you and you still broke it. But also acknowledging that it was my fault that you did that. So the dichotomy of it, so it's really a cool song. A lot of people don't like this feature with Dirk. I think it goes really, really well. I think this is a really good song. Uh, You'll have to be the judge of that for yourself, what your musical palette likes. But for me, I enjoyed the collaboration. I think this is one that should be revisited again. I recommend you take a listen to this song right here. Just pull it up and take a listen to it. All right. Moving right along, we get down to Debbie. It's a dance song, has an 80s feel to it. It's a good song, but it's just not. It's there. I feel this could have been a B-side cut. Basically, we could have left this one off and gave this one out on a mixtape, saying the leftover tracks from the album, which a lot of people don't do that. But I'm saying they could have done that for this right here. Make a B-side of all the tracks that really didn't work or fit, just like the routine. We know we had to have it on there, but it really didn't fit. We could have dropped a few songs off of here and made this a 5. Like if this album was 10 songs and you dropped 5 of them off, this would have probably been a solid 10 track project with 5 stars, 5 bottles of champagne on our rating scale, y'all. We popping that champagne. But anyway, yeah, that Debbie, it's all right. It has a good feel. It bounces. It makes you want to dance. And, he's talking about, like the one that got away. So he going to see her the next time. He going to make sure, like she left and went off and did her thing, blew up, in a career or whatnot. And then, he's like, oh, shoot, I ain't going to let her get away this time. Like, and all of us had that, like, man, I should have hollered at such and such. And now that you see her, don't waste that second opportunity, basically. I want to dance with you. Come here, you know what I'm saying? And that's what this record is all about, really. It's all right. It's all right. But at any rate, we're going to move on to the next jammer on here, which is 50 in the Safe. And this is featuring Pink Sweats. This jam is actually a really good jam. It's low key. It just kind of slides in. Like you just slide into the song and you're like, okay, this ain't bad. What's going on here? Okay. So it's talking about 50 in the Safe. Like, yeah, I got bread put up. But what happens is with this bread, and this goes back to his mental health. Yeah, he got the bread, but it's coming with fake friends and chicks that want to kick it with him now that didn't want to kick it with him, and people that know me now, know him now rather, that didn't really want to acknowledge him at first. So what happens is his anxiety comes into play, and it affects his mental health, and then the way he deals with his mental health is to self-medicate with alcohol and marijuana, and it even had a hint of oxycodone on here, So he's self-medicating to deal with the issues of having money and having fame, and not really grasping how to take care of it without therapy or without letting it out outside of the music and having to be places and go places where he's having to self-medicate and he's numb. He's comfortably numb. He mentions Hennessy quite a bit on here, drinking Hennessy, smoking weed, to be able to go out and to just live life. He's saying there's nowhere that he goes. He said, I think on one part he says, your cup's full of water, mine is full of Hennessy. He's just comfortably numb in all that he's doing. And that can only last so long, I think. But I digress. It's a great song. I really do appreciate the honesty in this song because you'll get caught up on the hook and the 50. I got 50 in the safe. Yeah. And it's what I'm saying? You get caught up into that, but you really need to listen to what he's saying on there. The 50 in the safe is to catch you and hook you. But what he's really talking about is his mental health and how he's self-medicating to be around people and to go out and live his everyday life. So you really need to check this joint out. It's really a standout track, but not for the reasons you would think. It's not for the beat and it's not for the hook because it throws out the 50 in the safe like I got 50 dial, but he's putting a lot of substance, a lot of meat into this album, and he's really to this track, and he's really letting you know where he's coming from and what he's dealing with, but you could potentially miss it with the 50 in the safe. And I think this was done intentionally. I told you this guy with Wale is fucking clever. You gotta watch it, man. You really gotta watch it. I'm telling you. But this is a good track. You really need to listen to it. And it's followed up by basically this next jam is the end of the album because the last two are like bonus tracks. The last two are Black Bunny and then the Pole Dancer with Megan Thee Stallion. Both of those records are nice. They're good. It's a party album. A party record with Pole Dancer and Meg Thee Stallion. We all know about that jam. And Black Bunny's been out forever. That was on the last EP. So that was already out also. So we already know about them. So I'm not even going to say anything about them because Black Bunny is still one of my all-time favorite jams that he has. And the Pole Dancer is a strip club record, which I don't really club that much anymore. And strip clubs, man, I think I have better things to do with my money than go to a strip club. So I ain't into all that. All right. But I want to really get to this Kelly Price feature on Set You Free. It's a really, really, really dope track. It's a standout track on here. Excuse me. It's about self-love and coming to grips with just loving yourself, finding that place within you, to love yourself. And for black men, that's a tough spot. And I want to talk because you have issues of self-love right now with a lot of black men because we don't talk about things and we don't talk about our issues. We bottle them up. And, bottled up emotions are one of the worst things because in the end, they're going to come out. And they're going to come out in a way that's probably not constructive, and they're going to be destructive to relationships and friendships and cause you to basically implode from the inside out because we don't deal with our emotions and find that place that we can accept who we are and love ourselves. Like we have to preach and teach self-love to each other as black men. And this song is about him coming into acceptance of who he is and just trying to find that place. He's finding that place. Just coming to grips with him and who he is. And also some other things, just, he on one part of the track, he states, everybody wants that crazy love until they find that crazy one. And that's true. If you ever had a crazy woman, everybody want that Beyonce crazy, insane love or whatever that saying was. Everybody wants that crazy, but yeah, when you really get that, when you really find somebody who's crazy, you might don't really want that no more. So, you know, bleaching your clothes, trying to burn up your house, want to fight you and hit you, and like it's a crazy thing, Yeah, hey, if you hadn't had it, you don't understand that. You don't understand the scene. You don't understand. You got somebody knocking at your door, and it's like 1 a.m. You're like, damn, sleep, what's going on? Like, they ain't knocking, it's beating. Like, open up the door. I know it's a hoe in there. Like, what? So that's a cool deal right here. So that's a part of it, and it's just the coming to grips with acceptance and self-acceptance, and then now just think I can love me, So Kelly Price really does a great job. Kelly Price is really an all-star that doesn't get enough credit. Just a short, detour. I went down to the Essence Festival about 3 years ago, and I saw Kelly Price on one of these surrounding sound stages. Like, they have the main stage in the Mercedes-Benz, uh, not the auditorium arena, but all around they have satellite stages where you can go see some of the guys and gals that aren't headliners, and they do them in time intervals. Anyway, we went to see Kelly Price, and she held it down for a solid hour. Didn't know she had that many jams. Didn't know she had that much of a life story and a backstory. Kelly Price been through a lot, man, and she put it out in her music, and it has a soulful gospel feel. And I'm not gonna tell her story because you can Google it, or you can see it. You can let her tell it because she can tell her story better than I can. But I'm telling you, the woman is magnificent. She has a very amazing voice, and she's been through a lot of things. So she was the perfect fit to put on this self-acceptance song, because Wale's in that point where he's trying to self-accept. And this is a perfect fit in marriage together on this song. This is number 13. 13 is really the perfect number of tracks, in my opinion, for an album. Not too short, not too long. And, I said he could have took 5 off, made it 10. But with the 2 I said take off, well, yeah, the 2 I said take off, and then Black Bunny's already been released on his EP, and Pole Dance has been released. You could have dropped this thing down to 11. But anyway, enough about me critiquing it. I think the album is a solid album. I give it 4 out of 5 bottles of champagne. I would really encourage you to put your ears on this album and listen to it. Give it an honest try. I've already told you at the forefront, this is more of a rap R&B album, and it deals with a lot of issues like love, relationships, being proud to be black, mental health. But it also, throughout this whole album, there are so many undertones of celebrating black women. And I don't think Wale gets enough credit for the work that he's doing celebrating black women. And I don't think women support Wale enough. Women really need to get behind Wale and champion him, because he's one of the few artists that are out here championing black women and telling them that they're beautiful the way they are, and they don't need plastic surgery, and that, like, black love is great. He respects black women, so in saying that, a lot of women say that they want that, but when they receive it, they're not receiving it. So you guys need to get y'all butts out there and champion Wale, because he's championing y'all, and y'all need to champion him. Y'all need to go support Wale and lift him up, because he's one of the few brothers out here who are lifting you up and telling you how important you are, how beautiful you are, and you don't need plastic surgery to be beautiful. You don't have to go out and do all these crazy things that Dr. Miami or whoever are going across seas to somebody that you don't even know with non-credential. He's not credential. He doesn't have any credentials. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And letting somebody cut on your body. Like, you got to understand that. And this is the age of social media. It's super hyper. Champion your brother Wale for loving y'all and loving on y'all, okay? Get your act together. We don't let that breathe. Get your act together, ladies. Love on this man, But at any rate, this has been the Wale review of his new album, Wow, That's Crazy. I think it's a solid album. It's something that you really need to put your ears on and listen to. You really need to get out there and get it today. It's available on all your streaming platforms, Google, Apple, Spotify, even Amazon. So get out there and put your ears on this album. Love on it. And if you disagree with me, I need you to tell me why down in the comments. I also want you to share and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, like this, so that you can get more content like this from the world of hip hop and current topics. This is your man, LP. I am the host of Sam Sober, and today we will be signing out on that note. I want you guys to have a great day. You know, the truth is always in you, and you have to be accountable to yourself. It's the only person. Be accountable to you, and all things will go correctly. All right, guys. Until next time, peace.